Hi everyone. What I want to do is I want to test the audio quality on the FT3D and the FT5D in a car environment. Car's turned on, air conditioning is on, the radios are on the seat, and I'm going to call them radio A and radio B. Alright? And then I'll tell you which one's which. And then you decide, which one's louder or more clear for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to drive in this situation right now. I'm going to increase the volume on radio A. Halfway.
The pressure was 29.92 inches and falling. In Florence, it was mostly sunny.
That's about halfway right there.
The temperature was 82. At Long Beach Airport, it was sunny. The temperature was 78 and the relative humidity 61%.
In this, situation, it's easy. I can easily hear it because I'm not driving. There's not a lot of noise, nor is the window down while driving. Okay, we're going to try radio B. Same way, halfway.
The temperature was 92. At Woodland Hills, temperature was 93 and relative humidity was 24. At Sandburg, in the vicinity of Tejon Pass, it was sunny. The temperature was 92.
Again, I can hear that. That's not a problem.
At Lancaster,
In a situation like this.
the temperature was 104 with a heat index of 98.
And you probably can't really tell too much of a difference, especially where in a closed environment like this.
108.
But
Wind was calm.
you might have noticed
Santa Barbara,
in
it was
this
reported
radio B,
the temperature was
as I'm
76.
speaking, you can still hear probably the radio.
On Tuesday, September 7th, these
Okay,
were the conditions
what we're
along
going to
the
do is
California coast.
we're going to lower radio B. We're going to put radio A on again. We're going to drive a little bit and speak.
Winds were calm. Sea temperature 66 degrees.
So we're halfway
69
on audio. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive a block around and I'm going to talk a little bit
sea temperature
and see if you can hear the audio
wave height
on the radio A.
74.
And so let me
Southwest.
safety first, focus on the road. Okay,
Air temperature 71 degrees.
so
Santa Barbara to
this is a typical situation. You're talking to somebody, you're listening to the radio, air conditioner is on, you're driving, you might open your window, right, for some air. The radio though is not horizontal, it's vertical. So the antenna is vertical, so it's probably picking up some noise. But in this situation right now, yes, I can hear it, and it's not that bad. And if we were on the freeway, there was definitely going to be a little bit more noise. And now you can hear the cars passing by. The question is, can you still hear the radio? And I mean, it's a little bit harder to hear the radio, but it's there. Okay, so this is not a very fast road. It's about 30 miles per hour, but you get a sense that the wind noise, the air conditioning, the car, the wheels on the road, and maybe I'm talking to somebody, and can I hear the radio? Radio A? Maybe not. Okay, I'm going to pull over so we can try radio B. Okay, here we go. Alright. Okay, let's try radio B. Let's see here.
Pacific Daylight Time. High tide, 5.2 feet at 10:59 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Low tide,
Okay, so we got radio B turned on. In same condition. I'll just drive around for about a block or so. Get same situation. The antenna is vertical, not horizontal, so you hear some noise. Windows down, air conditioning is on. You probably hear some cars pass by. And while I'm talking, let's say I'm talking to someone else, could you still hear the radio? And I think by this time you might already know which one's the better radio in terms of audio. But then again, maybe not. When I get home, I'll be able to figure out better if the audio is better on radio A or radio B. Right now, I don't know. I can only assume. The microphone on this camera is on the top, and the radios are laying flat. So right now, I'm assuming one is better than the other. I still don't want to tell you. Be a little surprised in the end. One thing about the FT5D is that you can pump it up pretty much all the way, but then you start hearing it crack a little bit, just like the FT3D. But that was one of the issues with the FT3D, is that in a situation like this, it was a little more muffled, it wasn't as clear. But again, while you're driving, right? While you're driving, while the air is on, and a lot of ambient noise. Okay, well, I can tell you which radio is now. Radio B is FT5D. Now, of course, in this situation right here, the air conditioning is on, the engine is on. The FT3D, I can hear it very easily. Not bad. Very easy, no problem. FT5D, a little bit bright.
High pressure will keep very warm temperatures over the area through the week and likely through the weekend.
So there is somewhat of a difference, but it depends on the situation, right? It's not like the FT3D was like, oh, it's useless in a car. No, I mean, the recommendation I think was to put an external speaker, or maybe a earpiece. And I think that was one of the first major issues with the FT3D. The FT5D though seems to have mitigated some of those issues or concerns. Again, the FT3D is not, again, useless in a situation like this, but a lot of times when I was using it, it was a bit muffled. It's a little bit harder to hear, especially when people's voices change. The dynamic range on the voice is soft and louder. And with the FT5D, with what I've seen, what I've heard so far, is that I can pick up those softer audio. Okay, so I hope that was useful or entertaining. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Please consider giving this a thumbs up, and I hope to see you on the air. This is Frank, Whiskey Charlie, 0 Oscar.